Monkey 68. So we have Craig, Trevor, and Vince here. And good to see a lot of you out there enjoying the sandwiches from Parade Cafe and the drinks from Hygienic Art. So Vince, on the web, you described the genre of Monkey 68 as Brit Americana. Yeah. And we sort of referenced that in the intro. But it got me to wondering, so that's a nod to your heritage. So growing up in England, did you feel like you were subject to different musical influences because of geography, or do we just live in a world now where pop music is so international that geography doesn't really matter?
I think it was becoming more geographical as I was growing up, but I was born in '68, which is where the name comes from, and so I grew up with the third generation of songwriters post rock and roll. So if you think about the Beatles, the Who, then what was happening in the punk explosion in the 70s, I was like 8 years old during the punk thing, which is great because I loved it. And then by the time I was writing songs, it moved on to the early 80s and what was happening with indie rock then. So to me, it's all like this big funnel of distillation that comes down to, some of it sounds British, it sounds like the Who, it sounds like the Beatles, it sounds like whatever it sounds like, but some of it's, like the last one, is just dead on Americana. I mean, it's like there's no British band that sang a song like I just sang, I guess. I don't think so, anyway.
So I know you, and I think a lot of people know you as a solo acoustic performer. You've got a bunch of albums out under the name Vince Tuckwood. Do you write any? So talk about the material that you're playing in the band context versus what you play solo. Do you write differently for the band versus solo?
I think it's arranged differently. We work stuff as a band to be different. I record Unknown just because I was out under Vince Tuckwood singing, so people knew that name. But I've always recorded in at home as Monkey 68. So this is an extension of that with two other very capable monkeys who actually can do better than me on the instruments that I bluff in the studio. In terms of writing, none of those first three songs haven't been on a solo record. The fourth one was on sparse, but that was just acoustic, so this is different when we do it as a band. So they're interchangeable. But my plan would be that the next solo record will be more like sparse, more acoustic, and we'll do a monkey record as a band, so that we can do what we do.
And so you've had a couple different lineups with Monkey 68, but it seems like you've sort of solidified with this group. Yes. What do these guys bring to the table?
So I've been very blessed to play with great musicians all the way through Monkey 68 over here and back in the UK, my bands that I was in the UK. But I've had a fabulous turnover of drummers. One after the other has come and gone because people have moved in the country and everything. So Patrick, then Tony, and now Trevor's in the seat, and I couldn't be happier with how it's balancing as a band. These two together as a three-piece, it's just joyous. We just make like monkey music. It's kind of cool. So what they bring is Trevor is incredibly solid on the drums, and the drums are an instrument in the way he plays them, not just keeping a beat. Which keys allows us to key off things. Craig and I. Craig is just fabulous in the bass, just as a unit with Trevor, and then I just get to play my stuff and just enjoy myself and not have to worry about what's going on elsewhere because these guys have got it tight, which is kind of cool.
So Vince is one of the most creatively prolific people I know, and if you're not familiar with all his work, you should go to vincet.net and check it out. So in addition to the music, we've got poetry.
Yeah, books.
You've written a bunch of novels, and so I wondered, I mean, is there a crossover between the writing a long-form novel versus writing a song? Do some of the same skills and methods come into play, or is it really like two different parts of your brain?
There's definitely themes that are similar, but the process is very different. Writing long-form is meditative. You have to disappear for a long time, which is fun in one way but terrifying in others because you're actually not present, which is when you live in other people's characters and when you write books, it's kind of weird to be those people sometimes, especially if they're not very nice. In songs, it's more like poetry, you're just distilling it all down to the essence, and then you get to the state with the band where it's more about the groove and how you do it. So they are different but connected. I can't not do all of them together. So.
And there's one other kind of writing that you do, which is writing code. So in addition to the prolific songwriting and poetry, you've authored a couple of iPhone apps.
Yes.
And so at first to me that seems like two just vastly different things, but I mean I guess there is sort of a science to music and there is a creativity to programming.
Yeah, it's all problem solving. In one way, it's all just it's all creative. So especially with code, if you're not just doing it as a sold service, so I'm doing it creating things from scratch, it's something that wasn't there before, and then you just set yourself a challenge. I wonder if I could do that, and then sure enough you get to the other end like a novel. I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could do that. And that's when I coach people, which is my professional life. That's my main question, is what do you want to get done? Let's do it. I wonder what you could do, rather than all of it. And I mean, Dave's out in the audience. We all, there's a lot, actually, there's a few singer-songwriters, musicians in the audience from Common Ground. The moment you believe in a barrier is the moment you don't get stuff done. The moment you believe that the barrier isn't there or is permeable and you can get through it, and there's something worthwhile on the other side of the barrier, that's the moment things come alive. So with the band, we literally practice every other week, and we'll turn up and do a jam, and it turns into a song, and I'm of the mind, let's perform it next practice. And these guys go with me, or let's perform it next gig. Whereas most bands would sit and finesse it and be scared about doing it. I'm just like, get it out there, just let's go. So it's all about fear, really. If you can give away the fear of creativity, and it's all good. Whether it's apps or music or writing or drawing or singing from the rooftops, it's all good. So
you mentioned another solo album possibly in the works, hopefully a group, band EP. Is the Common Ground open mic, that's still going on?
Still going on, 4 years strong. We're coming up on the 4th anniversary. We actually missed last night. There was some electrical work being done, so we actually had a night off, which is good for my voice, so that's kind of nice. I can sing today. But yeah, we're still going strong every Wednesday night, 7 till 11, upstairs at the Buckley, and yeah, it's good. It's good. Good little community built.
All right, well, before you guys need to mop any more sweat off the brow, let's get back to it. This is Monkey 68.
It's warm up here. Thanks, Pete. Thank you for listening, everyone.